Howdy folks. The Leetcode question is 3318. Find a sum of it all k-long Subarrays. So in my humble opinion, this should not be considered as a easy question. Even though that question is marked as easy, I would say the logic is a little bit complex for the easy level question. So according to the given parameters and the artifacts, the ASM array is calculated by the following procedure. So we need to count the occurrence of all elements in the array. Let's say in here we have need to count the occurrence, like 1 occurs 2 times, 2 appears 3 times, 3 appears 2 times, and 4 appears 1 time. So maybe we can use a hash match in that case. And then another case is we need to keep only the occurrence of the top x most frequent elements. So what that means is we only need to keep the top x time most frequent element. Let's say if the two elements have the same number, in our case 3 and 1 have a same number, but we can consider later, in that case we need to keep the 3, but I think in that case it's pretty straightforward since the 1 appeared. Okay, we can continue reading first, and then after calculating two elements have the same number of occurrence, the element with the bigger values considered the most frequent. So we have to calculate the sum of the resulting array, and then if the array have a less than x distinct number, so it's a sum is the sum of the array. So we need to return the integer of a lunch in here, where the x of I is the sum of the subarray. So let's check their asymmetry true together. Let's consider we are given the 6 in here. So that 6 means we have to use a sliding window that will go through the 6 elements in the array. In that case, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in here. So if we want to do for the second time, the sliding window will be the, how can I move that? Okay, never mind. So if we want to go for the second time, so the second items will be start from index 1 to 2, and then the third will be index 2 to 3. So that is what the k mean for. So for the x mean we only need to take the two numbers. Let's consider we have a first subarray that include from index 0 to index 5. So that means like it's a 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. So 1 appear twice, 2 appear twice. Since we only want two numbers in here, so that makes sense. And then we reduce all the numbers into 1, which means like we calculate an addition to all the numbers in the subarray, which is fed out by the most occurrence is a 1 and 2. So the answer 0 is a 1, 1, 2, 2. That means it is 4, 5, 6. Yep, I'll put the 6 in here. So for the second subarray, it is stated 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2. So that is what we really good asymmetry consider in here. So 2 appear thrice, so that means we definitely need to take the 2 for sure. So 1, 3, and 4 only appear once. In that case, they all are the same occurrence labeled, and we have to take the bigger values, which is the number 4. So in that case, this will be the triple 2 and the 4, which will be resulting in 10. That's why the 10 appears in here. So if we check the third subarray, which is 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. So same as the previous one, 2 appear thrice. So that's why we have to take the 2, and then 3 appear twice. So that's why it's the 6 plus 6 is a 12 in here. So I think the question is pretty straightforward, just a lot of text or a lot of logic to do for the easy question. So what I would do is we would just create the result array of integer that we need to return. After that, let's iterate through from the index Yeah, let's go index from 0 to nums dot count. So if you guys see my video for like few times, you will notice that I will always create the one variable for the count, and then I will make the counts of the arrays in here. I will just use a count in here. Okay, the reason why I use a count here is I will try to explain again. So every time we iterate through the index of the array, so we don't want to count the arrays again and again, which is wasting the computation in here. I think in that case, we can just detect the k, which is a subarray. So let's say like we are counting the array. In our case, that will be the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minus 6. So we only need to go through from index 0 to 2. So in here, 0, 1, 2. So since if we go more further than that, that will cause the index out of bounds, since our subarray only accept the 6 elements in here according to the given XML1. So the next step, what we need to do is we need to do the subarray. Let's call like xArray, which is subarray variables, and then in the nums, what we can do is from index to that one is given here, n, which means n is index in our case, plus k minus 1. So I have to plus k and deduct minus 1s is every time we are doing the computation. Let's say we have index 0, so index 0 plus k is a 6 and minus 1. We only want to go through from index 0 to index 5. That is what I want. So that is technically creating the array of 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, and 4. So which is the total 6 element. After that, what we need to do is we need to create the dictionary. Let's create the one dictionary in here. Let's call dictionary will be the integer and integer. So we'll iterate through the integer for the dictionary. Let's call like key. Yeah, because that's the key. So in the xArray, so after we iterate through the subarray, what we need to do is we have to update the dictionary, which is the key, and then instead of doing the, okay, I will write a little bit clear version for you guys. Let's say if let dictionary of key exists in here, what we are going to do is dictionary of key plus equal to 1. If not, dictionary of key equal to 1. So we also have a better version instead of like doing the multiple if else logic, which is called default is a 0, and then we can just plus 1 like this, which is a much better version. Okay, after creating the dictionary, what we need to do is we need to sort the dictionary. That's come to the very important parts in here. So from the subarray, we are going to produce the two. In that case, I will use the number of 2 because we are referencing the XML1, and then this is 2x. Mean like top x most frequent element. So to create that, let's call like temporary dictionary, and then we're gonna sort the dictionary. Let's go sorted. So in that case, I will just create like in here, if we use the sorted function in Swift, we can have a 2 parameter. It's $0 and $1. So $0 represent the key, which is not a key, which is the first number and second number to compare between like 1 and 2 like that is. So we're gonna create like values equal to second item dot values. That means if both values are the same, what we need to do, we have to compare the key. So in that case, we will take the greater key. If not, we just take the greater values. After that, we also need to limit the prefix. So the reason why I want to limit is here, if it is given by 2, we only take the 2. So in that case, let's call like we put a prefix of x, and then I think we're pretty much done for the preparation of the dictionary, and we can just append for the reset. I try to through the dictionary key and value from the temporary dictionary, and then what we need to do is we need to update the before we do that, we need to multiply our keys and values. In that case, we have why I need to multiply the keys and values, since we don't want to do all the addition. Let's say you have like 3 twos, which means like triple twos. You don't want to do the addition of 3 times. Instead of that, we just do the multiplication, which is much easier for us. So in that case, I think we need a one temporary reset, which will be 0 initially, and then what I'm going to do is key multiplying by the value. That's what we do. After that, we will append our reset, and then the next subarray will happen, and we need to reset our dictionary. I think that is pretty much for it, and let's see is really work or not. Perfect. Let's try to submit it. Yep, it's passed everything. I think in here, if you want a better version, what we can do is we can have a one line condition values equal to second item of values. If it is true, what we're going to do is key greater than one key or value dot value. I think it will work, not sure. Perfect. I think for the time complexity, that will be the since we have a do nested, which is based on the k. So what I mean the k is that we are strongly depending on the number of k counts. That means like O of nk or something. I think that would be the most terrible time complexity I've ever created in my life for the easy question. I think the space complexity with the O of k. Yeah. I think that's pretty much of it. I don't know why even the time complexity is very terrible. I beat the 100%. Maybe nobody write a Swift code during this day. Alright, that's pretty much for it, and see you in the next one. Thanks.